I'm Matthew B. Lee. I'm a first lieutenant in the United States Army. My heritage is from Taiwan. My family, including my father and my grandparents, they're from Canada though. And then I was born in the US. So a mix of Taiwanese, Canadian, American. And I was raised by a single parent because my mother left when I was 4 years old. To this day, I have no contact with her. And so was raised by a working father with help from my grandparents who came down from Canada to help out. I'd say though, I'm very thankful for that right now because it forced me to mature a lot faster to the point where I was independent by age 11. I'm from California. I was raised in a suburb of Los Angeles, California. And our community, we never had a lot, but we always had enough. So we weren't very well-to-do, but we got by. We all went to school, we all played sports, we all got involved in extracurricular activities with clubs. And so that didn't really matter. It wasn't really a part of who I was. And so it wasn't until college where I really developed that sense of belonging to the Asian American community. I'd say the biggest strength I have is being very adaptable and multidimensional. And so I never really want to do one thing very well. I want to do a lot of things very well, whether that be sports. I played football all 4 years of high school, ran track and field, but also I took advanced placement classes, as many as I could before I got capped out. My role model throughout my entire life has been my father because he's had struggle. He grew up very poor, and he found a way to pay for his own college and to work his way out of poverty. He paid his way throughout college. He moved from Canada to the United States, and his ultimate dream was to settle down in California, which he eventually accomplished. I really wanted to emulate that myself. I knew he was saving up for college as best he could, but once he told me that he paid his own way through college, I knew deep down that he was never going to have to pay for mine, that I would find a way to pay for my own college tuition. So after high school, I always knew I wanted to go to college. The biggest thing for me was how to pay for college, and I explored every avenue possible. Working, I saved up a lot of jobs working. I took very unique jobs. I was the Easter Bunny at the mall during Easter. I was Santa's helper during Christmas. I washed dishes at night at a local restaurant. But the savings didn't work out to pay for full tuition and housing during the four-year college. I got a few scholarships, but once again, didn't add up to a full year's tuition. And so near the end of my senior year of high school, I was introduced to the military ROTC programs and how they would pay your full tuition in exchange for service afterwards. I ended up taking the Army ROTC Scholarship at the University of California, Los Angeles, and by far the most impactful moment of my life has been my undergraduate college career, not just for the commitment and the experience serving the military and learning about the military from being in ROTC. I ended up branching chemical. Best schools I've been to were all in the chemical corps. I've been to, airborne. I've been to air assault, but I believe that I went to technical escort school in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and it's just an entire 3-week curriculum of exploring tunnels, detecting hazards in tunnels, in places where you can't see anything, in low oxygen scenarios, so we all have, oxygen tanks. Seeing those training facilities, having those experiences, while all in protective gear, that was something that I don't think any other branch would have. I wanted to go to Fort Drum, New York, because I wanted to deploy, and I knew they were deploying soon. But I stayed a little too long at Fort Leonard Wood, so I ended up, which most people say I lucked out, and so I ended up in Okinawa, Japan, and I'm currently stationed with 1st Battalion, 1st Special Forces Group. So although I'm branched chemical, I'm currently serving as a support company executive officer, and our company as a whole, our job is to provide support for all the SF ODAs as they go out for crisis response, whatever their mission entails. Any type of support that they need, whether that be signals communication, military intelligence, transportation, it all runs through us. And it aligns perfectly with my interests and my passions in life, which is to help people, not just personally or professionally, but however, whatever they want to do, whatever mission they have. I love helping people, and I love making life easier for them. I am an American soldier.